everyone, and welcome back to Scale Modeling Tutorials. This is episode 4, Basic Weathering, and we're going to look at making mud. Now, I never thought at nearly 50 years old I'd be stood in my kitchen making mud, much less teaching somebody else how to do it. Now, we've taken up a really expensive hobby here, and having all the right paints and all the right equipment at the beginning is almost impossible. So what we're going to look at is a really cheap and effective way that I've found to make a bit of mud. So on the first one, on this tank here, what I'm going to use again is the basic Revell weathering set. Costs about a tenner from Amazon. I've put a link in the description below if you want to get your own. So it comes with a load of pigments, so 6 pigments, and I'm going to use the dark brown mixed with a bit of Vallejo brown paint. Mix it up until I get the right colour that I want, because I want the colour to be quite dark on this one. And then just looking at the model, I'm going to paint in the areas where I need the mud to be before I add a bit of texture to it. So for texture, I'm going to use talcum powder, Johnson's baby powder, and just keep adding it into the mix, thickening it up, adding some more paint or adding some more water as I go, or a bit more powder until I get that nice chunky effect that'll stick to the tracks and look like chunks of mud. Now, as you apply the mud to the tracks, once you've got it to the right consistency and colour that you want, now as you're applying the mud, scrape it off your brush underneath the wheel arches, leave big chunks, and it hangs there just like mud does, and it really does look like it's the tank's been through some mud as it hangs underneath in the wheel arches. It gives a really good effect. So if you don't have a weathering set and you want to do it basically, then just get some talcum powder and whatever brown paint you've got lying about, because it still works really well if you get the consistency right. Now, I do it on a post-it note because I like the post-it note to drag a bit of the moisture out of the paint as well as the powder and find that happy medium when I get it to a nice pasty consistency. It's a bit of trial and error, and it's a bit of see how it goes and see what you feel like at the time. But I wanted a nice light mud on this model because it's such a dark model, and it sits on a little diorama, which the mud on the diorama is quite dark. So I'll just keep adding and taking away and adding and taking away until I get it right. Now, before I put the wheels on, I'm going to spread some of this underneath the wheel arches to give it that nice chunky look, and then after that I'll stick the wheels on and get some of the mud stuck in the tread of the wheels. Doing it this way really does add some depth to the mud, so you don't have to try and squeeze around past the wheels, and it does look like it's sprayed up around inside the wheel arches. Rather than trying to squeeze your brush around the wheels, it makes it look like it was there naturally rather than trying to get those angles. Now just make the mixture a little bit wetter for the wheels, get it spread around, just tap it on in line with the treads, get a bit smeared on the outside of the wheels, and I think you'll be pleased with how it looks. So in this shot you can't really see it from the side in the angle that I've taken it, but you can see the dark mud that it's sat on with a bit of black wash over it. Gives it a bit of depth. So thank you so much for watching episode 4, and that was how to make mud on a budget. Thank you to everyone that's watched all the other episodes too and gave me some great comments and some great feedback. It's getting watched really well. Please do consider popping down and subscribing to my YouTube channel. It really does help me. The more subscribers I get, the more videos I can make, basically. And if you'd like to, pop along to Facebook, Scale Modeling for Everybody, or Reddit, Scalemodelvideos, and join there. I'd love to see you and see the work that you're doing, and we can share some tips and learn together. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.